Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben Parks, 225 Marathon, and today I want to talk about what to do in that all-important 60 to 90 minutes before your run, so you go out and you smash your run, you have a great run with a big smile on your face. So I've got loads of tips and tricks today to get stuck into, so let's get this video done. Before we get started, guys, please check out my website, benparks.com. You'll find training plans, the best running hats money can buy, thousands of 5-star reviews from all of you lovely guys out there as well. Some great running tees, tops, and everything to help with your running. That's benparks.com. You can use code YouTube for 10% off your order. It's great to have you back for another video. And with all things running, there's no right way and wrong way. These are just a few tips and tricks that I've picked up over the years that really work for me. But I'd love to hear your thoughts as well on what works for you, so let us know down in the comments your best pre-run routine. And as with all of our videos, feel free to move your mouse around for the different topics that we've got in the video. They'll all be time-stamped up here so you can have a look. Right, let's get stuck into the first tip. Right, let's have a chat about fueling and hydration for your run or maybe race. Now, most of the tips in this video are going to be in about 15 minutes before you go for a run, but this one starts about 60 to 90 minutes before you're going to start your run. Now, with everything running, you've got to find what works for you. So as always, practice, 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 but this is my little pre-run nutrition routine. So yeah, we want to have a quick chat about timing of meals. Now, for me, if I'm going out for a morning run, it's not a long run or anything, I'm going to have a little snack before I go out, something like a banana with some water. That's it. Go and do my run and then come back and have my main breakfast when I get home, some avocado on toast or something like that. We'll put up some good breakfast ideas on the screen now. And then when I get back from my run, I'm going to have my standard recovery shake with breakfast as well. Now, if I've got a race, a longer race, or I'm going on my longer run, I'm going to get up a little bit earlier and have something like a couple of bagels before I go out in that 60 to 90 minutes, let my body digest that and that go down so it's not playing in my stomach as I'm going out for my run. I'm going to top this up with something like a Maurten drink, just any sort of sports carbohydrate drink as well. Again, probably having around about a litre of fluid before I go out in that 60 to 90 minutes before. Now, if I'm going out for a lunch run, as I'm sure a lot of you guys do out on your lunch break, I like to have just a little snack before I go out. So again, something like a banana, a Cliff Bar, or any sort of sports bar as well, topped up with about a pint of liquid. So squash, orange juice and water is my favourite, or just some Maurten, any sort of sports drink like that to get you nice and hydrated. Go for my run, and then come back and then get stuck in to my lunch when I get back from my run. Something like a jacket potato, beans with a side salad as well as our favourite. Let us know what your favourite is and we'll put some good options up on the screen now. Now, if I'm going out for an evening run, I like to make sure I've had a good hearty lunch, some easy digestible carbs, such as some pasta, a sandwich, something like that. Really trying to avoid in all of this some high fibre foods because they can really play havoc with your gut. So if you like something like that, keep that for your evening meal. In terms of timings with this, exactly the same as my lunch. I'm going to have a little snack before I go out to fuel the run. Then when I get back, then I'm going to have my proper evening meal in that sort of 15 to 30 minutes after I get back from my run. With all the running we do, hydration is so key, and I've given you a few ideas so far of what I like to have, but basically water, Maurten sports drink, orange juice and water, or just have some water and chuck in an electrolyte tablet before I go out as well. Right, let's have a chat about route planning, something me and Sarah really enjoy doing. We use Strava routes for all of this, plan out our runs and know exactly where we're going to go. We'll give a little idea of what that looks like up on the screen now of me planning a route. Essentially, you can plan that, save it and send it over to your watch and then follow it along. Now, this is really good for our long runs. It knows we're not going to run out of space and we're going to have some interesting things to look at when we go and not just get bored of the same route all the time. Now, maybe you like to do your sessions, you want to go on here and check if you're doing some K-reps. You've got a good kilometre of distance to do that K-rep in, for example. It's always good to have a play around and make sure you know where you're going to be going. Alternatively, when you're travelling, you might not know at all where to go. And again, using Strava or the Garmin app as well, and just have a look where everyone's running, make a little route and put it on your watch. It's just another thing you don't have to worry about when you're out on the run and having to stop and check your phone and all of this stuff. Right, let's have a chat about kit. Now, it's pretty obvious we're going to need some shoes and some running kit, but here's some other things that I take on and use on pretty much every run I go on. Starting with, I don't want to get any chafing, so using some Body Glide or some Squirrel's Nut Butter between my legs, under my arms, sort of here, anything where some skin might be rubbing together. Getting chafe on a run is something you're not going to be able to get rid of once it starts, and it can be very painful. And a little top tip, if you do get some chafing, is add some Sudocrem onto your skin afterwards. Will really help that recover quickly. If it is a hot day, which it definitely isn't here in Greenwich Park in London today, obviously some sun cream, some of that Factor 50 plus. Get yourself a bucket hat or any hat off the website benparks.com. Just keep the sun out of your face, off your skin. We don't want to be overheating. Getting sunburn is just another thing for our body to deal with when we're trying to run. And then what I take on pretty much every single run I go on in my band around my waist is a jacket, just in case something happens that I get cold, some nutrition, so just a bar and a gel, my phone, my keys, my debit card. I just want to think, what will happen if something happens on this run? I might stumble across a runner, somebody else that needs some help and assistance, or I might trip over something and fall, as I did when I broke my ankle. You never know what's going to happen out there, so keeping those things on you just in case is so important. And then finally, let someone know where you're going as well for that all-important safety aspect. So let's have a chat about entertainment. For some people, just running out in the open air and nature is enough, but for a lot of others, you like to listen to something. And for me, I like to use it as an opportunity to learn something as I'm going about my running as well. So I listen to a lot of podcasts. Now I'm going to put my favourite ones up on the screen. Now these are just the running ones, but by all means, guys, let us know down in the comments your favourite podcast as well. Shout out to your favourite podcast creators. In terms of headphones, I use my I think they're called Beats. I don't even know what they're called. Beats Pro. We'll put it up on the screen if I've got my sort of beanie bobble hat on, because they sit nice and snugly against my face. If I have a regular hat on, just use my Aftershokz Air, I think they're called. Again, we'll link to those down below. They work really well. You can hear what's going on around you. And I would say, if you are using headphones, really try, if you can, to get some with that transparency mode so you can hear any sort of dangers and traffic and stuff going around you. So for any run, so important to what we're called in the UK is spend a penny, which basically means going to the loo. These are the loos here in Greenwich Park. Probably better and a little bit cheaper to do this at home, because it costs 20p now here with inflation. Really good, clear out your bowels and just take away that anxiety that you might need to go out on a run when some toilets aren't around. Now, getting things like the runner's trots is quite common, and I should always say I do like to keep a little bit of loo paper in my belt just in case you do get caught short out there. As you'll have seen in the last video, my post-run routine, it got 1,000 likes, so thank you so much for that. So if this video gets 1,000 likes, then we'll finish this 3-part series with everything I do during my run to really improve it. Lots of during run tips and tricks to help you with your running. And if you could smash that like button down below and make that happen, that would be great. So guys, before we go on any run, we want to make sure we're nicely warmed up. Just get that heart rate up gradually and our muscles ready to go for that run. So yeah, dynamic warm-up, super important. You can use our follow along video. We'll link to that up at the top of the screen here. Dynamic warm-up before you go out for your run, static stretching after your run. Check out our after run video. We'll link to that down below. So we're gonna gradually raise our heart rate up by doing these dynamic stretches. And then for that first K to 2K of our run, we wanna be nice and slow as well. We don't wanna charge off into our run. We're warming up for our run in that first couple of K. As a rough sort of guide, I'd say about sort of 20 to 30 seconds a K slower pace-wise than you're going to average for your whole run. So for me, my easy run probably be about 4:25, 4:30 a K. My first K is going to be about 4:45, 4:50 roughly for that first opening part of the run. And finally, I'd say it's really important to have a goal for your run, a goal for the day of what you're going to be up to. I see so many people that just go out and just run for no obvious reason, and this is what we kind of call junk miles. It really has no purpose for our running. So if we're going for an easy run, keep it easy, keep your heart rate nice and low. A session to improve our VO2 max, really good. Maybe a fast finish long run to really improve our leg strength, to simulate what it's like at the end of a marathon. All I say is have your goal and make sure you stick to that when you're out on your run. Have that purpose. It will really feel a lot better at the end of your run when you know you've ticked off a really good progression for your training. Right guys, if you like this video, we'll link to my post-run video for some tips and tricks there, and also my last race that I did. So go and enjoy those, and we will see you in the next one.